these foreigners bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death. The undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns puzzles the will and makes one rather bear the ills one hath rather than fly to others they know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with a pale cast thought. And enterprises of great pith and moment, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. But soft, fair Ophelia, in thy orisons be all my sin.
It's the White Donna.
GB! What?
So it's the White Donna.
What city are we in?
I don't know.
We're somewhere in the heart of Pennsylvania. He doesn't know what city we're in. Why Donna? Well, I had seen her picture in the magazine, of course, back in 87. 86, 87, when she was originally a Playmate, but I never thought she looked that good. I always thought she looked, looked like a tramp, actually, you know, rather heavily painted. And she didn't look natural. She didn't look like a, you know, like a girl that I would meet walking down the street, which is, you know, generally the image that a Playmate has. Then I saw a video that she had, Playmate of the Year video. She was completely different. She was a real person. She seemed like a very nice person, down-to-earth kind of person. She wasn't show busy like a lot of the Playmates. You know, when she was done being Playmate of the Year, she went back to Greensboro to become a real estate agent rather than, you know, go off and do movies or have a singing career or anything like that, or even continue modeling. She just went back to do what she had always wanted to do, which was a sound, reasonable, normal career like a real estate agent. And I thought that was terribly nice, and I thusly became enamored of her because of her sensibility, the fact that she's a very sensible person and not superficial at all. GB!
Kristen was right. I tend to use safe models. I tend to use people I know because they're receptive and they'll do exactly what I want. And a lot of the stuff I've been shooting is like slices of life, you know, little instances that just are everyday things that I appreciate, and that to stop them and look at them, it makes me happy that I'm noticing things like that. Joe looking, this was, we had to do an editorial for a psychology magazine, so what did I do? Take my friends, put them in some angry pose and make it my own work, which is good. I just shot the little girls that I babysat for, this is recent, this is just last week, and I had to do an assignment for Child Fantasy, so this is the style that I've been shooting in. I don't know if photographers get caught up in having like this particular style or whatever. I've been shooting pretty much the same way the last couple months, pretty straight. A lot of movement and relationships between who's in the frame. So
Do you have any plans for when we get to Greensboro?
Now I'm gonna sleep.
Oh, besides that.
And get a lozenge. No, I really don't. I really don't know how I'm gonna go about it yet. I'm trying to find her. Probably just end up calling all the real estate agencies.
That's boring.
In the city. And asking people on the street.
We'll have to drive to them.
What?
We'll have to, like, go into them. Into a real estate agency. I'm gonna videotape you talking on the phone?
Yeah, you are.
I don't think so. I like that long one there.
Which one?
About Sharon?
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, this is a long time ago. What? You're freaking out because you saw Shannon? Because he looked good and he was with someone else? You couldn't say hello. It's been almost 2 years and 20 pounds, and you were soaked with sweat, and it was dark and smoky, and he was with someone else, thinner, prettier. And what have you done since then? 2 rather bland relationships, bad choice, bad timing. Is that really it, or is it something more? Something you didn't want to touch on, something you can't deal with? Was seeing him just a stinging realization that since then you've been standing still? Yeah, I like that one too.
Is that from like high school, or
No, this is from,
you said it was a long time?
let's see.
That's long.
Well, okay, it wasn't a long time ago, it was like 3 months ago.
Mm.
Okay, so that's more recent than a lot of these. This one I like too. It occurred to me the other day, once after we broke up, I was home and on the phone with him, and he told me to write a letter telling him I was wrong, and could he please forgive me, that I had come to my senses and would he take me back. And it occurred to me, I had listened carefully to his instructions and struggled painfully to make it sound convincing, as he demanded I read it back to him as I wrote. I threw the letter away a few months later, but it took me 2 years to realize I should have hung up.